Hey, Scott.
Marc Boucher.
Hello, sir.
Dude, we're going to talk about a subject near and dear. We're going to talk about 80s TV spots.
This is only going to be an hour long, right?
Right? We didn't need logic in the 80s. We needed saxophones. We needed whispery voices saying cappuccino. We needed mustard and limousines, coffee in slow motion, steak knives you could build a battleship with. We're going to talk about 80s ads, and we're going to do it right now.
Dude, let's do it.
All right, welcome in. Marc Boucher, back again. Like I said, we're going to talk about commercials we remembered from the 80s. And it's not just two old dudes whittling a stick down to a toothpick on the porch talking about Ginzu knives. We're going to dig into them a little bit and kind of take you there. Mark, for one reason, I think this is important because there are no more commercials. They're pop-up ads. Nobody wants.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, unless you watch, terrestrial old school television, which does still exist in a form.
I guess. But I mean, unless you're 80 watching 60 Minutes at night without a TiVo, you're not watching commercials. So I think the golden age of the fast talking FedEx guy are done.
So does that mean that we actually missed them? Because we hated them back then.
Well, it was a love-hate. It was when a commercial comes on, that's your chance to go into the bathroom or see if the pizza rolls are done.
Yeah.
And then you jump over the couch on the way back because now for the exciting conclusion of whatever crappy movie they were showing on CBS.
They don't do that anymore either, do they?
No.
And now for the exciting conclusion of Starman.
Yeah. God, Mark, this is the frustrating thing about doing these episodes with you and your booming radio voice. I still sound like, I'm squeaking through a song recital in the 8th grade, but all right, we're going to go forward.
In a world.
So I remember as a kid, the commercials, they were standards. Like, here's an example. In the 9th grade, we watched a movie that my teacher had recorded on her VCR. And she brought it in and we watched it. And when the commercials came on, like all the kids are singing the 7-Up song with the creepy black dude that was walking through the desert because he never had it, never will.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He had like an English accent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like a Jamaican accent or something.
Well, he kind of looked like Seal with a gland problem.
Yeah, he did. Never had it.
Right?
I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah.
Everybody, Mark got a new microphone this week. And
I am just making out with it.
It is like a dog with a bone.
Yeah. Oh, that's good stuff. I remember that 7-Up ad, though. That was great.
So it kind of tied us together as a culture. If you went, let's say 1985, if you went from my hometown in Oklahoma out to the West Coast and you mentioned New Coke and those stupid Max Headroom commercials, they know what you're talking about.
Totally.
And Michael J. Fox climbing through a window to get a Pepsi free. I mean, we all, it was, I don't know why they were like little mini pictures, snapshots of culture.
Totally. Can I play something real quick? This is 12 seconds long.
Go.
I think this sound encapsulates the 80s like 100%. You ready?
Go. Oh, are we about to see the special?
Yeah, like Charlie Brown Christmas special or something.
Did it twirl at the sea?
It did. It twirled at the sea. Yeah, you're right. It was right on the sea. Yeah.
Yeah. I that ended one of my previous podcasts. That noise.
Oh, no kidding.
I got a little Easter egg at the end of all these, and that was one of them.
Ah, that's so cool.
I got so many notes from people asking what I know what that is.
CBS special. Yeah.
Yeah, that one and the in the news that I had on Saturday mornings during cartoons of the globe spinning around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been so long.
Yeah, I know. Well, when you hear it immediately, you'll know it.
I want to go back.
Any Gen X kid can see that GIF and know and make the soundtrack in their mind. So let's set the stage here for people who can't possibly imagine this. We were kind of at the tail end of this. I know that Seinfeld and Friends and I guess Mad About You, and those shows kind of pulled up the rear of the Jack Benny, I Love Lucy, Mary Tyler Moore shows. Like, every decade has their shows, and that just kind of seemed like how it whimpered. And then I guess what Sopranos proved that pay TV could have compelling serials, and uh, it's been a slow it's been a slow descent since then.
Yeah, I agree.
And then, of course, I would intentionally, in the early days of TiVo, I would intentionally start a show 20 minutes late just so I could roll through the commercials.
Well, and you mentioned VCRs a few minutes ago too. Remember, VCRs actually came out with a tech in the 80s where they would not record the commercials.
Right.
So you could program it to record something at 10 o'clock at night, then you could go to bed, and it would actually somehow skip the commercials. I don't remember how it sensed the ads, but it would somehow not record them, and that was pretty cool. And I remember the networks were trying to figure out how to counteract that.
Right. From what I understand, from that, it was not really a frequency deal, but a continuity deal. They would know the source, I would say code, but the source of what's coming through. And then when it changes to a different rate or whatever, that's how they did it. But I can't explain it.
You know what it could have been too is that at least in the radio industry, like if you're running a syndicated show, like if your radio station was running like Larry King at night, right? They would send just a simple tone, a subaudible tone that would trigger the automated commercials, and then maybe the VCRs heard that subaudible tone. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe. That makes sense.
Yeah, could be. I don't know.
So, anyway, to set the stage, this isn't new. We're talking about we really had, I won't even say the golden age. We had like commercialism, like, personified in the 80s. But this Reagan advertised Chesterfield cigarettes, and the Burma Shave ads, with the roads.
I don't remember the Reagan ad.
Yeah, you probably weren't doing a whole lot in the 40s.
Oh, it was okay. No, I
Yeah.
wasn't. I mean,
So
neither were my parents.
right. So, the old Burma Shave ads, that like the billboards with people, Route 66, and then it just turned into, the Madman creations. And so let's do a little celebrating from the 80s. All right, so let's hit the high points. For those uninitiated, it seems like the more dumb the commercial, the better. Almost now, when you see a commercial for a home product, it seems like a parody from the 80s. Like the woman really having a hard time opening a can. There's got to be a better way.
Right.
And then, operators are standing by to show you that better way.
Yeah.
And then, things back then, it seems like that there were trends that would pick up faster back then. Everything now seems so homogenized, and like everybody was raised on cable television. There's no regional accents like there used to be. And so you don't have, let's see.
That's very true. I mean, culturalism has a big effect on what we see on television. I mean, look at All in the Family. That show was huge in the 70s and 80s, and it would never make it on the air now.
Right. Well, that was reflected in our advertising too. Do you think now
Sure.
A soap commercial could have a guy asking a Chinese laundry guy how he got his shirt so white?
No, that would be racist.
And he would say, well, it's an ancient Chinese secret.
He'd
And
be
then his
canceled.
wife, then his wife would bust him when she comes back out. We need more, whatever. Was it Calgon? What was it?
Calgon was Take Me Away.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's another one. Like, God, in the 80s, they would just take a bubble bath. In the 90s, they started drowning their kids in South Carolina. And so maybe the bubble bath's better.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I'm a bath guy. I'll do it.
Yuck. So the thing is, now it looks like parody. Like back then when one of the dudes from, what were the guys' names in Trading Places? Mortimer. So now if Mortimer rolls up and asks for mustard from another Rolls Royce,
Yeah.
it all just seems goofy now, but back then, it was innovative and fun, and I don't know what the difference is. I guess it's because of the platform. Now it's pop-up ads and incessant robocalls.
You know that Grey Poupon commercial, even as a 12-year-old, when I was watching that ad, it made no sense to me because why would you have a $100,000 car and eat in it?
Mark, they're busy.
I guess.
They're going
They're
to
business magnets.
Yes, they're going to open fraudulent savings and loans and sell junk bonds,
Yeah.
and they're cocaine dealers on the phone, and it's the 80s. You don't
I
understand.
guess. They can have somebody come detail their car for them every afternoon.
So, and yeah. What's the deal? Like, remember the international coffee?
International.
It's
I mean,
always got two chicks in a little bistro. The commercials had more sexual tension than most rom-coms.
yeah. No, I do.
And
I
it
remember those.
Yeah, and it was just powdered brown tins. Like, it always had, there was always these two dames talking about European couple, banner over their instant coffee. Uh, it's kind of an aphrodisiac. I always thought those were so weird.
Chock full of nuts always made me giggle.
I think it's a regional thing. I think those are Northeast. I don't remember seeing those in Oklahoma.
Chock full of nuts? You've heard
Yeah.
of it, though, right? I mean, you're familiar with it.
Well, Moscow on the Hudson is the reason I've heard of it.
Okay.
Because he goes down the aisle of the grocery store. Did you see the movie?
Yeah. A long time ago.
All right, never mind. We're not getting very far today. So could you pull off ads now? Like they were, could you go now to a guy in a fancy restaurant and say, "How'd you like the coffee?" And the guy,
I think you were
says,
hitting on him.
"It was yeah, oh, it was great."
Nowadays.
What if I told you we switched it to instant?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
I mean, it's good.
yeah,
I
it's still pretty
thanks.
good.
That was a pretty brilliant ad, though.
Yeah, but
The whole concept of that ad was good.
Did you see the SNL skit with Farley?
Nothing I remember.
Gosh.
But you're about to tell me about it.
Yes, I am. He was in a restaurant. They were filming that commercial, and they tell him they switched. They tell him, yeah, they told him they switched it, and he breaks a plate and goes after the guy. It's so good. So, did any of those ads ever compel you to buy something?
Did any of those ads ever compel me to buy something? That's a good question. Let me look through my list of ads that I prepared here. Well, I mean, McDonald's for sure.
That's true. But to be honest, if you're going to show a close up of deep fried carbs, I'm your guy. I don't need slick ads for that.
Oh, yes. I found an example of one.
What's that?
Light Bright.
I wanted one of those. I never had it.
That was fun.
I wanted a Mr. Microphone. Oh, tell me you remember the Mr. Microphone.
Of course I remember the Mr. Microphone. It's a little wireless mic, right?
Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later. Like, again, creepy teen.
Yeah, I never had a Mr. Microphone. That would have been a cool toy to have.
Yeah, I wanted one, but mom and dad thought, I'm not going to get Scott a tool of public harassment.
I can see it.
Yeah,
that was probably some decent parenting on their part.
Yeah, it's pretty good, quick thinking from my dad. Mom was a sucker for the ads where you called in. She bought some Ginzu knives.
Yeah, the operators were standing by ads.
Yeah, they were standing by.
Yeah, they're always standing by.
Yeah, knives that on the commercial could cut a can, then it could cut a tomato,
and then a piece of paper,
and then it could cut through upholstery. Yeah, that was a compelling argument for her.
You know, those knives never actually existed. There are no knives that can actually do all that. I don't think. I think it's...
Well, if your dinner prep involves cutting through metal, you might be making sandwiches wrong anyway.
Yeah. You're not good at cooking.
But the thing is, we bought it. Like, we bought how they, like, Redson from Flirts is a made-up term.
Yeah, like nougat.
Nougat, made-up term. Corinthian leather.
That's not a thing?
No, it was Mr.
I thought it was leather that came from Corinthia.
I don't believe that's a thing. It's like Chilean sea bass. It's just a fish.
It's bass. Yeah, Retson though. Retson were the little green dots in the
I believe that was just some kind of mint byproduct, and they just named it something.
A mint byproduct. Yeah. Makes
It's
sense.
better, that's why they say, chicken franks rather than mechanically separated bird. Like, it's just, it's the same.
You have to appeal. You have to appeal to the masses, I guess.
So I think slogans were big. Slogans now are "Back up, Terry," and "Charlie bit my finger," and it's from that. It's shifted. I don't think there's any more "Where's the beef?"
Not
or
recently, but
"Double mint twins" or anything.
the "Where's the Beef" ad was number 2 on my most iconic commercials from the 80s.
I still think nothing says luxury like yelling at a stranger from a limo about mustard.
No, I mean, no, there's no, you know what my number 1 ad was?
What's that?
From, like, iconic ads, specifically. The ad that aired during the Super Bowl in 1984 for the Apple Macintosh.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember who directed that one?
Dude, I just remember the chick in the tank top.
And it was about the whole idea was that it was a play on the movie 1984,
Right.
and Ridley Scott directed the commercial, and it was a very dystopian commercial. It was also kind of terrifying.
Where the guy would stare down at you from the screen.
Yeah,
And
lots of
and
like
this
armies marching and
and then, don't fear, there's a juggy woman in shorts coming with a hammer.
It was like an axe, wasn't it? Like
Yeah,
she was just
she'll
running
fix
with like a
this.
big sledgehammer.
Yeah, that's a good
My kind of
point.
chick.
So, I'm still stuck on the Calgon thing. That wasn't the soap, that was a bath thing. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it was like bath beads or something.
Will you look it up? Will you look up the ancient Chinese secret?
In the commercial, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, ancient. Yeah, it's Calgon.
How do you get shirts so clean, Mr. Lee?
Ancient Chinese secret.
My husband, some hotshot. Here's his ancient Chinese secret, Calgon.
Why did I think it was a bath?
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Calgon help.
Why did we think that was a bath product? It was a laundry thing.
I think one of us really, really pitched that being a bath product.
I think it was me.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. Were you right? Were you saying it was a laundry thing all along? Because it is. It's a laundry thing. I still remember it as a bath thing, even after just watching this just now.
Is this the
Well, because Calgon Take Me Away. It's possible that Calgon made both products.
Yeah, but you're not going to confuse the two and have people dumping laundry soap
in their bath.
Hang on.
No.
Calgon.
It's also Calgon?
It is.
All right. So both were right then.
How weird.
So Calgon made bath soap and laundry detergent, apparently.
It's like Happy Fun Ball. It's do not make eye contact with Calgon. Like, it's everything.
Yeah. All right. All right. I'll accept that.
I guess we're forced to. Okay. So quickly, I don't know why dudes do this, especially sports nerds like me, make top 10 lists.
Yeah.
We're about to do it. So you've gotten how many of yours?
I've got a few lists that I made. I made a list of iconic ads. I made one of so bad they were awesome. I made one of that commercials that accidentally shaped culture.
Let's do that one first. So ads that accidentally shaped culture is worth talking about.
It is.
What do you got?
You want to just read them off to you?
Yeah.
Maxwell House, good to the last drop. Energizer Bunny, outlasted the 80s, kept going and going and going and going.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
right.
That's great.
Just Do It.
Yep.
Nike. Pepsi versus Coke, the taste test ads. Don't Squeeze the Charmin.
Oh my goodness.
And here's one that I ignored. This Is Your Brain on Drugs.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Just for the record, I ignored that.
Yeah.
And of course, only you can prevent forest fires.
It's not the truth.
No, it's not the truth.
No, it's not.
No.
There's lightning.
Lightning causes almost all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good list. I'm trying to think if so these are phrases that lived beyond the ad, or the ads that just kept going like Energizer.
I got a couple of those too. What do you got?
What about Live Cereal and Mikey?
Mikey likes everything.
No, that's the thing. And that's how it's used now. Mikey hated everything. And so they gave it to him. And that's why they were so surprised he liked it.
You're right. So why do I remember it as Mikey loves everything?
Dude, that's how it's become. It's kind of morphed into that.
It has.
No, Mikey was a picky little brat. And that was the surprise. If he was just some big fat slob crammed into a high chair, Mikey likes it. Of course he likes it. He eats Q-tips. That takes the punch away.
And crayons and licks windows.
Right. I've also got Parquet.
Can't believe it's not butter. Or was that?
No, the Parquet opens up the lid like a little mouth and it says Parquet.
Parquet.
Yeah.
Right.
I got Oh Yeah from the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah, Kool-Aid Man.
Little Zestfully Clean.
Zest.
Yes.
Yep. Green soap.
There's nothing getting past you.
Yeah.
And then there is one that's not a classic. It just haunts me. It was that weird Nestle commercial that had that weirdly European looking dude with his turtleneck sweater. And there's like the symphony singing about Nestle brings the best and this ballerina dancer and he's standing on a cliff and it's just, it's odd.
I don't remember it, but I'm sure if I saw it, it would snap right back in there.
Yeah, it's just it never made me want chocolate, but it kind of made it. Good, Scott. I don't have a new microphone.
Yeah. Can we show everybody the noise mine makes when I hit the counter?
Do it.
You ready?
Oh yeah.
Here it comes.
That sounds like there's a plot twist right before a commercial.
Hello, Free Nights and Weekends listeners. This is Nicole.
And this is Heather of Like Whatever,
a podcast for, by, and about Gen X.
Join us each week for a new episode about all things Gen X.
We record on Tuesdays and new episodes drop on Fridays.
You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts at Like Whatever Pod.
And find us on all the socials at Like Whatever Pod.
Come drink from the hose and ride until the streetlights come on with us.
Or don't. Like, whatever. Bye.
Totally.
I love that.
Yep.
So was there a premium on saxophones in the 80s in commercials?
Was there a premium on saxophone?
Yeah,
because
there's
like
a
all
lot.
the jingles had saxophone riffs.
And sometimes it was like a slow, smooth jazz when they're selling hamburgers.
Yeah, Kenny G kind of thing.
Yeah. What about the Old Spice commercials? Had like guys showering on cliffs, and that didn't make sense.
Ireland,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the Irish Spring Mick that's cutting that bar of soap into.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I can see it too. He holds the soap and he cuts it by putting his thumb on the soap and pulling the blade toward his thumb.
Yes. Notice it's not hollow. All right. Lucky Charms.
You know, honestly, to this day, because of those ads, I still bring a pocket knife in the shower with me. All the time.
Well, you want to check the soap.
You got to check the soap.
Or when Gary
drives my wife crazy. I get the water going in the shower. I'm just about to get in, and she's like, "Did you remember your knife?" I'm like, "Oh, thanks."
I gotta start leaving one in the shower. Yeah,
I need my soap. Whittlings.
Soap whittlings. What about Gary Carter breaking the ivory bar in two to show you how pure it is?
Yep.
With his curly perm.
That wasn't as good as the Irish Spring guy, but still soap epic.
It just seems like you could tell the budget. The Nestle ads had this dude in the sometimes a tuxedo dancing. Like, fellas, it's chocolate. Settle down.
Why do you even need to advertise for chocolate?
Well, if you had Don Draper's away, they would never advertise.
I mean, chocolate's like water. I mean, why do you even need to advertise for chocolate? Chocolate's going to sell.
Did you watch Mad Men?
Yeah.
Top shelf joke about the Hershey episode.
Well,
You just went right past it.
sorry.
Sick of that. Sick of you.
What about like creepy things? Creepy ads?
Well, I don't want to steal your thunder,
Because
but
I got one.
I
I got one
have-
in the back of my mind.
I have no good ideas of my own, so that's what I've always done is take great ideas. But you told me the number one creep factor commercial when we were firing this thing up before the microphone turned on.
Which one was that?
Teddy.
Oh, Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah.
That's not even the one I was just thinking of.
Teddy Ruxpin is the thing of nightmares. It would come on. I remember the kid would take it to school and all the kids were bored and he put the cassette tape in and Teddy opens his eyes and starts looking around. And I remember I was a little old for them when they came out, but I remember thinking that's a freak show, man. If he starts like opening his eyes and talking while he's on the shelf in my bedroom when I'm trying to sleep.
It's basically Chucky.
Yeah. Yeah. I told you the kid next door.
Who wants that?
I don't know. They sold like crazy. The kid next door had one, and I put a Motley Crue cassette in its back in the cassette
Okay.
department.
Yep.
And I think it was the first one. It would have been. Anyway, it was pretty neat. He was trying to keep up, but
Teddy Ruxpin singing Dr. Feelgood.
Too Young to Fall in Love. Earlier.
Okay.
career.
All right.
It's like, can you get them all? Can you still buy them?
Teddy Ruxpins? I'm sure
Yeah.
you could buy like vintage ones, and they're probably thousands of dollars.
That's
I wouldn't be
true.
surprised. And, you
All
know,
right.
too, that was the era, to go back to a previous podcast we did, that was the era of Poltergeist. And there was a whole sequence in Poltergeist with the doll that came alive in the room.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that?
I
It was
wonder
like
why
the
they
doll
did-
with like the striped legs,
Yes.
the
Oh,
black and white striped legs, and it was like the legs rolled up, and then all of a sudden it was like standing right there next to her.
yes. God. That's so creepy. I wonder why horror movies don't have their own line of toys.
I think you just answered your
Yeah.
own question.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
okay.
Buddy was another one. Remember My Buddy?
He goes everywhere that I go.
Yeah.
I take him everywhere that I go. Yeah.
But that was an earworm, that the jingle for that one.
Yeah. I sing it still to annoy people.
But it was literally just a doll. It didn't do anything, did it? It was
Well,
a doll.
My buddy and me, we would climb up a tree. So, no,
But you
it
could
was.
climb up a tree with any doll.
That's a good point.
It didn't have to be your buddy.
That is a good point.
So I mean,
Speaking
that's
of
just
buddies,
good marketing.
Speaking of buddies, I talked to one today and told her what the episode was about. And she said, well, 80s commercials were better because every once in a while you didn't see two gay guys kissing about a new AIDS vaccine like you do now. I said, well, yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, that goes back to the cultural relevance of the time. Gay wasn't
Right.
cool back then.
No, it was a lot less fun to be gay back then.
Everybody's gay now.
A lot of people are gay now.
That's right. It's cool to be gay.
It's a lot of people are gay now.
I mean, if things go south, I'm willing to give it a shot.
Well, I mean, you double your wardrobe.
Yep. Save a lot of money.
Yeah. My God, man, can you imagine just the noise level goes way down?
Oh, God. Yeah, the arguments would be much more fun.
Considering it. All right. So was My Buddy your most traumatic commercial?
Yeah, it was.
I found it,
Because the doll was just butt ugly.
it was ugly. And it was kind of Chucky looking to me anyway.
It was kind of the Chucky precursor, wasn't it?
That might have been.
Like
I-
Chucky's origin story. Started off
He was a My Buddy that was purchased in New Orleans.
and they did some Santeria crap on it.
Some voodoo stuff and stuck some pins in it, and then it just turned into, Chucky.
Into Chucky.
So another category we talked about is commercials that are so bad they're great. They're part of the lexicon.
Yep. Bill Cosby, Jello pudding pops.
I don't think we're supposed to talk about Bill anymore.
We could talk about Bill. It's okay to talk about Bill.
Well, he got sprung. So
Is he out?
yeah, he's out serving drinks today.
That's not bad.
I assume.
That's not bad.
How about the clapper? Is that one of those? Does that go on the list?
Oh my God! You just reminded me of a horrible. We can't even tell that story.
It sounds like. I mean, we've run out of names. What are we going to call this one?
Clap off.
Yeah, well, they're clapping. Hey man, let's just recycle the STDs. All right.
Oh, I have such a good STD story.
I've never heard a good STD story.
You want to hear it?
Yeah. All right. Moving forward.
All right. Yeah, back to commercials. All right.
We got. Have we forgotten chicken tonight?
What was that?
Was that?
Because I remember that.
Boy, there's something that when the tagline lasts longer than the product, it was some kind of chicken version of Hamburger Helper, I think.
Or what was the other one? Shake and Bake.
Yeah.
Actually, that's still around. I love Shake and Bake.
Remember the thing that made most boys going through puberty want to start shaving was that $2 bottle of Menin aftershave that the muscly dude would slap his face with while he's standing in the towel.
Yeah.
It was less exciting than the commercial would have me believe earlier.
I'm Menin.
That's the one.
Sort of a creep factor here. The heard it through the grapevine, the California raisins.
Dude, that was so creepy. And my mom cackled like you told her the funniest joke in the world every time that thing came on. She loved them.
Well, it was a groundbreaking series of ads, because the animation was groundbreaking. It was a style of animation we'd never seen before.
Right.
And the facial expressions, I mean, the what's the word when you humanize something that's not a human?
Personify?
Nope.
No. It's close.
Oh my God.
I'm right there with you.
We can't go forward until we remember this word.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's when you assign human qualities to something that's not human. It is oh God. Hold on. I'm gonna ask Skynet.
Is it anthropomorphism?
Yes, it is. It
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
Yes. So there were a lot of anthropomorphizing going on there. Good job, Scott. I would have eventually thought of it.
That is not worth the wait.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. So what's actually the last of the creep factor for me is George Costanza dancing down the street singing about the McDLT.
Yes. Was that the McDLT? Cold on one side, hot on the other?
Yes.
Yeah. The McDLT.
So what's the third list you've brought to this?
I don't think we got with the just iconic commercials everybody remembers.
Oh, go.
So the top one I already mentioned was the Apple ad for the Macintosh. Wendy's,
Right.
Where's the beef? We haven't even talked about this one yet. The Coca-Cola ad with Mean Joe Green. Hey,
was
kid.
Was that the 80s?
Oh, yeah, that was the 80s.
I mean, I know it showed during the 80s.
Oh, that was totally the 80s.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Toys R Us, I don't want to grow up.
See what it did for them.
Yeah.
Bankruptcy. When your giraffe costume budget is in the 8 digits, you need to rethink things.
What about herbal essences with the shower scene?
Oh, yeah. That's right. That reminds me, Heather Locklear was on a commercial back during the TJ Hooker days for a shampoo that really, really got my attention.
I would like to see that one.
Like I wanted soft, manageable hair every time I saw it. Think about it now.
Yeah, hold on, I'm almost done thinking about it. All right, there we go.
All right, we're good.
Oscar Mayer Wiener. I wish I were on Oscar Mayer Wiener.
That's all right.
Good segue there.
Do you know the Armour hot dog song from the 60s?
No.
Well, this is another story in the evolution of ads. The Armour hot dog commercial from the 1960s has this weird clown with a parade of kids walking through this field. And they say, what kind of kids like Armour hot dogs? And one of the kinds of kids was fat kids.
They said that?
These short kids, fat kids.
Oh,
Yes,
man,
it was It was part of the jingle.
I miss the days before political correctness went rampant.
And of course, fat kids like your particular brand of hot dogs. I don't know. That's a brag.
How about Band-Aid?
Who wrote it?
Barry Manilow did.
Oh my God. How'd you know that?
It's on my screen here.
So frustrated with that. He also wrote.
You knew that though? You actually remembered that? I'm stuck on Band-Aid?
Why would I ask you who wrote an ad? Nobody would know
right.
that.
It makes no. Apparently, you did know that. I did know it, and then remembered it when I saw it when I was looking it up.
He wrote that, and he wrote the State Farm jingle, "Like a Good Neighbor."
Barry Manilow wrote that one too.
Yeah, and I think there's a third one that's real famous. But I read an article years ago about singers whose royalties came from surprising areas.
Okay.
And he's made more money with his commercial jingles than he has album sales.
That's impressive.
Paul Anka wrote the Tonight Show theme that Doc Severinsen played every night. And that's what made him the most money in his career. They got paid every time they played it. So
there's money in that for sure.
Good gig if you can get it.
If you can get it.
All the hair metal guys are in Nashville. Like everyone you mentioned, they live in Nashville and they write jingles. I think like 3/4 of the original Cinderella band wrote a Clearasil ad and performed it. Like they're all there.
That's just so silly to even think about.
That's so wild.
But I get it from a business perspective.
Look, a musician's a musician, and if there's an era that comes along where you're teasing your hair and wearing silly clothes, do it. And then you're still a musician after that fad leaves. So what do? You got to make.
I mean, it's either embrace the fad or get a real job. I'm gonna put on the tights.
Yeah. All right. Did you have a third list?
Those are the three. I think we've done the three already.
It's going to be
iconic commercials everyone remembers, and then so bad they were awesome, and commercials that accidentally shaped culture.
So what about like groundbreaking commercials? Certainly your Apple ad would be on that list. But I remember a Pepsi commercial with Michael J. Fox where he's in a library, and I don't know if he didn't have change for the machine. I'm not sure how he did it, but he got a photocopy of a Pepsi can and then wrapped it up like a cylinder on the paper and then opened that up. And then you could see, you could see the condensation on the can. It was really cool. I don't know.
Did they do that with practical effects? I guess they must have back then.
They would have had to, because if it was CGI, it would have looked like Tron and or the Money for Nothing video. So
that was groundbreaking on its own.
It was so cool. So how do we end this? On the Double Mint Twins? Yeah, they love that gum. That was a deal. I don't see gum ads anymore. I remember Saturday morning cartoons, all the bubble gum ads, Bubblicious, and Hubba Bubba. Yeah, the Big Red and Dentine were for during Matlock and 60 Minutes.
Is Dentine still around?
That's got to be right.
That was the same form factor as Trident, wasn't it?
Yeah. What's your mom going to tear into and hand to the back seat if it doesn't exist anymore? And you get the random piece of gum that mom had, it's got a penny stuck to it and some hair. Like, hey, thanks, mom.
And it's still kind of wrapped up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And they'd give you suckers at the bank, and you had to look from the back seat into the window, like, hope they catch your eye. Hope they see the back seat kid.
Yeah, I remember getting those at the banks.
You dumb. And then sometimes when they didn't ask for it, ask them for a sucker. No, I'm not. Okay. That's the only reason we came to the bank, Mom. Only reason. Yeah. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got. I don't know another groundbreaking. We're going to, when we hang up, we're going to think of 1,000.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
See you, Scott.
All right. That's it. We were all over the place, but gosh, there's so much material there that could have lasted a long time. Stick around till the end of these things. We got some Easter eggs at the end. Typically, sometimes a strange callback, recipes, rap battles, cursing tirades. You never know. Be sure and follow us on our socials, Free Nights and Weekends Podcast. We're on Facebook, X. We're kind of on Instagram. That's getting better. And please hit the like on our Facebook page. We put reels up pretty frequently on there. YouTube as well. That's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. Take snippets from the show, put them on there with some graphics. People seem to enjoy them. I get a lot of feedback from those. And I appreciate every comment, every threat, every angry letter. We read them all. Anyway, thanks for listening. See you Friday.
I'll keep it short.
Yeah.
Work at a radio station up in Vermont, right? And our radio station bought another one in town. And we fired everybody from the other radio station except for the receptionist. Let me tell you about this receptionist.
Oh, my gosh.
All right? I wasn't the only one that noticed this receptionist. Let's just call her Jennifer.
Lonnie, Jennifer?
Let's just, okay. So anyway, she ended up having trysts, for lack of a better word, with me and pretty much all the other men in the radio station. One day she came up to, one by one, she came up to all of us and was like, you should probably go get yourself checked
out. Oh, God.
Right. So like literally we all went down to the clinic together.
In the same van?
Same van. Might as well have been. We all went down there. Right. So anyway, they don't do this anymore, I don't think. But do you remember how they used to check? Do you remember what the test was?
No, I'm a good Southern Baptist kid. I don't know that.
What they would do is they would take what amounts to a Q-tip and stick it up in the place there.
Yeah.
The thing with the stuff.
We got it.
Right. It's a place where things should not be going in. But so they have to. Hey,
Mark, I cannot stress this enough. We get what you're talking about.
Okay, all right. So they would stick about a 6-inch Q-tip all the way up in there to get a swab. So they would get a urethra swab, right? And then they would just run a test on it. And guess how many of us had it?
I don't know.
None of us, because she didn't. Yeah.
She just trying to get at you, or
yeah, she was just playing games. She thought
no way.
She thought it would be great to send a dozen men. Thankfully I was a single guy. Not all of these dudes were single guys.
Did you have to pay full price for the exam if they didn't have to use the full length of the 6-inch swab?
I had to pay double.
Oh God. All right. So what happened when it came back negative from everybody?
She admitted at that point that she was just, yanking her chain.
If she had just been yanking the chain, he wouldn't have even had to have
this. Would have if Woody had only gone straight to the police. Yeah. So she ended up getting fired over that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it was a fun time. It was great.
That does seem like a pretty good time.
It was good times, man. But we had got a great story out of it.
Did you?
It's one of my favorite stories to tell.
So you're going to tell that one now?
So, I mean, the one I just told you is my favorite story.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's one of the best ones.
Really?
It has a beginning, a middle, and an end.
It does have. My quarrel isn't with the structure of the story.
And let me tell you what, just as a side note, that was one of the most uncomfortable things I ever went through in my entire life.
Really?
You're probably a little surprised.
Having a Q-tip jammed up you.
Yeah. Believe it or not, it doesn't really feel that good.
I don't believe it.
That's true. Go grab a Q-tip.
I've got one.
I'll wait.
Jesus.
Hot dogs, Armour hot dogs. What kind of kids eat Armour hot dogs?
Fat kids,